Welcome back to Better Avec Bourbon. Today we'll be making the Canadian answer to the Manhattan, the Toronto cocktail. The main difference between the two is swapping sweet vermouth for Fernet Branca. We'll also be comparing two different versions, one with Canadian Lot 40 Dark Oak, and one with the American Rittenhouse Rye. Specs will be the exact same, and they'll both be garnished with an orange peel. For ingredients, as you likely expected, we'll have Lot 40 Dark Oak Rye, which I talked more in depth about in a previous video that I'll link here. Rittenhouse Rye, a popular American mixing rye. Rich simple syrup, to balance out the bitter elements of Fernet Branca, which are 40% ABV Amaro bitters, so a bit more proof than sweet vermouth, which hovers around 15 to 20% ABV. Angostura bitters, and alcohol-based orange bitters for a better punch than Fee Brothers. Gather all of your ingredients and let's get to it. Starting off, grab your bar mat, mixing glass. I don't have two mixing glasses, but I do have these large glass steins, and start by adding 1 dash of orange bitters to each, followed by 3 dashes of Angostura bitters. Then grab your jigger and start with your stickiest ingredient, a 1/4 ounce of rich simple syrup. Add it to your glass, and once more for the other glass. Then measure a 1/4 ounce of Fernet Branca. Add it to your glass. Then once more for your other glass. Then for the ryes, measure 2 ounces of Rittenhouse Rye and add it to your mixing glass. I probably should have used a 2-ounce shot glass here. And for your other mixing glass, measure 2 ounces of Lot 40 Dark Oak Rye and add it to your mixing glass. Next, grab your coupes that should have been chilled from the beginning and add a scoop of ice to each. Remember to not use your hands on the ice if you're not the one drinking it. Give them a little spin to help them chill quicker and set them to the side. Move your jigger out of the way and then grab a scoop of ice and add it to your mixing glass. Stir for 30 seconds. If you're using metal straws, mix aggressively a bit here at the end to better agitate the bottom of the glass, as a bar spoon would do this more easily. Then dash the ice from your coupes or add it to the top of the mix. First we'll strain the Rittenhouse Rye version, first setting aside the Lot 40 mix. So swap your mixing glass for your coupe, grab a julep strainer, and carefully strain your cocktail into your coupe. It has a gorgeous ruby red color to it, and there you have the Toronto cocktail. Setting that to the side, was prematurely getting ready for the family photo. Now let's pour the Canadian Rye version. Grab another chilled coupe and carefully strain your cocktail in. As you see, the color stays pretty consistent as both ryes are relatively dark and the remaining specs are the same. The Rittenhouse version's coupe just has more condensation, having had a minute to sit. And then for garnish, add an orange peel to each, or if you want to go more traditional Manhattan, add a maraschino cherry. Now let's get some group photos while we compare the ryes. The main difference you'll notice is the heavier spice in the Lot 40 at 100% rye mash bill versus the Rittenhouse with a mash bill of around 51% rye, 37% corn, and 12% malted barley. That extra corn and barley is going to make for a much sweeter rye. Rittenhouse is aged for 4 years. In comparison, the Lot 40 Dark Oak 100% rye is finished in a number 2 charred New American Oak barrel before finishing in a number 4 charred American Oak barrel, likely exceeding the Canadian whiskey minimum of 3 years, given the additional step, but there's no public age statement. Enough about that though, let's see how they stack up, starting with the Rittenhouse version. Some yeast and barley taste up front, as the subtle taste of the Rittenhouse is lingering, but the Fernet and the angostura mostly overtake it, in my opinion, or the Rittenhouse flavor is so subtle as to easily blend in. For the Lot 40 Dark Oak, the rye is bolder, there's an almost spiced cedar taste at the front, with the Fernet coming in, and the orange minty element finishing off the palate. I think in this one the ingredients have more of a voice, and ultimately it's a more exciting drink between the two. So even with the slightly lower proof at 96 versus 100% Rittenhouse rye, the Lot 40 packs more of a punch. But as a consolation to the Rittenhouse fans, my wife does like the Rittenhouse more because the whiskey is more muted or blended in, making for a sweeter cocktail. Thanks everyone for watching. Do you have a go-to rye for making the Toronto or the Manhattan cocktail? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, hit that like button, press subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.